If you're anything like me when it comes to playing guitar, you probably do most of your playing at the house, in the bedroom, by yourself. Whenever I first picked up the guitar, I had all these grandiose visions of me like playing on stage and playing in a band and playing in front of all these people. And in reality, it takes a lot of time and a lot of effort to get together with people and play in a band. But that doesn't take away from the fact that I still want to sound good whenever I play, and I want to play some tasty riffs while I'm playing. So in this video, I'm going to show you a couple riffs that I think are going to help you sound really, really good when you play them. They're fun to play. They're also going to help you with some techniques like sliding and vibrato and string skipping. But I do want to note, this isn't just for the bedroom guitarist. If you do play in a band, stick around and check out these riffs because they'll help you too. Also, I'm going to be playing on an electric guitar, but these riffs will work on an acoustic as well. So if you're playing an acoustic, don't click off the video. These riffs are still for you. The first riff that we're going to play is Brown Sugar by ZZ Top. If you haven't heard the song before, after this video, give it a listen. The song is awesome, and it's off, like, I think it's off of their first ever studio album as ZZ Top. It's such a cool song. And it's a really, really simple riff to play, but in true Billy Gibbons style, it sounds awesome. And that's the riff. And it's only played on 2 strings, and it sounds so cool. I'm gonna turn my overdrive off so we can hear it a little bit more clearly, but it's Billy Gibbons. We gotta have a little overdrive with it when we play it. But really, it's just open E, 3rd fret on the low E, open A, and slide from the 5th fret to the 7th fret on the A. And give it a little vibrato when you land on the 7th fret, and it really does add a little bit more flavor to it. The next riff that we're gonna play is Walk This Way by Aerosmith. It sounds super cool, and for the longest time I never even tried to play it because it sounded too hard to play, and then finally I decided to give it a try, and it's not as difficult as I thought it was going to be. So basically what he's doing there is he's playing the blues scale in the open E minor position. He's plucking the open A, and most likely he's picking all the notes whenever he goes from open, 1st fret, 2nd fret on the A string, but I'm the world's okayest guitar player, not the world's expertest guitar player, so I do modify some of these riffs to fit my skill level, and you should do that as well because it opens up the world of guitar. It's not just for the pros whenever we can modify it just a little bit to make it a little bit easier as the world's okayest guitar player to be able to play. But it's still a super fun riff. So he's plucking the open A string, and I hammer 1 to 2 and then catch the 2nd fret on the D string and then open E. And then give it a little bit of vibrato. It makes it sound pretty cool. And then the second time around, he's going to play the same thing, but instead of going, he's going to play an open A power chord. Super cool, right? The next riff that we're gonna learn is the riff from Waiting on the Bus, again by ZZ Top, because ZZ Top has a bunch of awesome riffs to learn. Billy Gibbons truly is a guitar Jedi master and can come up with some tasty, tasty riffs. And while, yes, you gotta have a little bit of finesse and a little bit of knowledge to play them, they're not super duper duper difficult. So for a guitarist like me, it's the perfect riff to play, and it sounds super cool. So this is a blues in A, and he's playing the chord tones of the A and the D. Basically is what he's doing. There he does this little turnaround for the E, and honestly it's a little complicated, and I wanted to keep things as simple as possible for this video. But basically what we're doing is we're toggling back and forth from the 7th fret and the 5th fret on the D string. We're gonna pull off and then catch the 7th fret on the A, catch the 5th fret on the G, and then land back on the 7th fret of the D, which is an A note, so it kind of comes full circle to outline the A chord. And then give it some vibrato when you land on that A. And then for the D, he's doing the same exact thing. So we're gonna move one string down towards the floor, and we're gonna play the exact same way. Except for, instead of catching the string in the 5th fret on the B, we're gonna catch the 6th because of the way the guitar is tuned. Super cool, man. I'm telling you, that riff sounds awesome, especially with some overdrive. I love it. I love it. The next riff that we're gonna learn is Sunshine of My Love by Cream, because it is a must-know riff if you play guitar. And again, this is playable on an acoustic guitar. It's just, it sounds super good with some overdrive and an electric guitar, but it's still gonna sound good on an acoustic. I'm gonna play the way that they play it on the record, and then I'm gonna show you a more beginner way to play it, the way that I learned it whenever I first learned how to play this riff, and then I eventually evolved into being able to play it the way that they play it on the record. Now I am going to turn my tone on my guitar all the way down because it is Clapton and we got to get that woman tone. As close as we can anyways. So while the album version can be a little tricky, and I made a couple mistakes, but this is rock and roll, this is guitar, mistakes are okay. I still think it's super important to learn it, and I'm gonna show you real quick the way that I learned it to begin with, and the way that I played it, and then I'm gonna show you how he plays it on the record. So if you're a little bit more of a beginner, play the whole thing the way the first two bars are, like this. So basically what he's doing is he's outlining the minor pentatonic blues of the chord that he's playing. He's playing over a D chord and he's playing over a G chord. So the way that the first one starts off is we're gonna catch the 12th fret of the D and 10th fret of the D. Just like that. And then we're gonna walk down the blues note from 12, 11, 10 on the A string. And then we're gonna catch the 10th fret of the E and the 8th fret of the A. Back to the 10th fret. And then whenever we go up to the G chord, we're gonna drop down one string towards the floor and play the exact same thing. that's the riff. Now, if you want to play it the way that it's on the record, he plays that through. He plays the first part that we just learned for 2 bars, and then instead of playing single strings, what he's doing is playing the chord. He's fretting the 10th fret of the E string, the 12th fret of the A string, and then he's taking his middle finger and he's playing the 11th fret of the G, which is an F sharp, which is making a D major triad. And he's using his index to mute the D, the B, and the E. That way, those are the only notes ringing out, and he's doing 2 downstrokes sliding into basically a C chord, and then he's sliding back and giving it another downstroke. So he's not picking it whenever he slides down, he's just letting it ring out, he's sliding. That's what he's doing, he's sliding. That's kind of tricky at first because it's kind of odd to have your fingers like that, but once you get used to it, it's not as difficult as it seems, and it sounds super cool. And then he's doing the same thing whenever he goes to the G, except for he's just playing an A-shaped G chord. Just like that. And then in between he's playing those tasty little. But when he is playing the D chord, instead of coming down here, he's doing this. So cool. That is such a cool riff, I'm telling you, and it's super fun to play. That's gonna do it for this lesson. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, bear hug the like button for me. I'm also gonna leave a video somewhere yonder that I think you might like to watch next. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of the video. And remember, practice doesn't necessarily make you perfect, but it can make you okay. We'll see you on the next one.